Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
We will play this weekend with Enyimba, Remo Stars and Aqua United in contention for a Super 6 spot. Bendel Insurance have already booked their ticket for the tournament, while there's nothing to play for at the end of the table, with National United and El Kanemi Warriors already relegated. Group B will be decided on Sunday, March 21st, while the race for Super 6 spot is still open in the group with Lobby Stars, Rivers United, Doma United and Sunshine Stars fighting for the slot. Dakada are already relegated in the group with Wiki Tourist, Bielsa United and Rangers still fighting for survival. Now, when you look at these three final games, you are now engaging, security intelligence to monitor. Is it like the last games are more important than the other games? Why not adopt same strategy in previous games? And also apart from that, in the part of the story, sadly enough, a team like National United, who have enjoyed, quite a long run in the NPFL, having have to be relegated. Then the likes of El Kanemi, who I think they just came back this season, and unfortunately are now returning back to Sender, not to quite a good one for National United and El Kanemi Warriors.
Yes, thank you. If I understand the idea behind the engagement of intelligence, even in the NPFL, English Premier League, the last last final match of the league is always very crucial, because a whole lot of things depend on that match that day. The result
to avoid manipulation.
Yeah, the result of another person depending on the result of another. Sometimes winning your match is not you're going there to play your match and winning it does not depend on your survivor. It also depends on other results, and because of that, there's always manipulation to avoid manipulation. So the organizer need to take a critical look at those fixtures and to critical monitor to ensure that nobody manipulates one way or the other. For instance, a club like Nassau United and Bruno Warriors that are already I still call them Bruno Warriors that are already relegated. They have nothing to play for, but the outcome of their match can also rob somebody or affect somebody. So in that case, the thing that has nothing, so their opponent can easily go there. Okay, let's play an accord to my benefit, my benefit, and at the end of the day, if it happens, that's what we call to avoid mass fishing. I think that's the essence of all these ideas. It's not about the security of the vendor, the security, the intelligent journey, not just the security, to ensure that no any manipulations influence the outcome of the match. And to me, it's very, very good.
I mean, like when you look at Academy Warriors, if first of all, followed the Nigerian league for even from so many years back, El Kanemi used to be one of the solid.
One of the topmost.
Exactly. Haven't gone to the second division, stayed there for I can't remember how many years now, 2-3 seasons, if not more. Bouncing back. Some of us had hoped that they were going to make a headway, but unfortunately, the El Kanemi Warriors of what it used to be is no longer the Warriors that we used to know.
A lot of things could be account for this piece. For instance, if you know the Borno State government are under
the insurgency.
The insurgency battle is still very on. Why? And sometimes when you see a governor, a whole lot of don't forget that this law are being managed by the state government. And if you see a government, whatever governor, who everybody feel is performing so much well, a whole lot of people have given a kudos to Julum, but not much has been said about sporting activities when you go to Borno State. And it's the affair that the one has more things calling his attention, but forgetting that the best way to even fight the insurgency is to promote sport.
Exactly.
Yes, if he really want to stop the insurgency in Borno, and just like he has done it passionately, but it's like nobody has told him the instrumental and the vital fighting power of football to stop this, to stop insecurity in Borno State. It has happened separately, even when during the emergency rule, when the Boko Haram insurgency or the high speed where the Borno State, the academy war to not even play Borno, they were playing their match in Borno. But the one for when they play the match in Borno, even a news report say that even the Boko Haram they come out to watch the match. So it's the best way to tackle the insecurity is to sport. Even some of the idols workers or idols youth men who are being recruited into this Boko Haram, if you engage them actively in sporting activity, they will be more busy to think of any evil thing. But I think the government will need to do more and looking at the sport as an instrumental, as a vital instrument. If it must succeed in the insecurity aspect, and I think he concentrate much more on other sectors and leaving the sport of super, and that has affected the promote the academy world of performance, because just like the academy world is one of the top most in Nigeria club competition. But for them to go on relegation and those coming back, everybody hope that they will have come back to stay, and then just one season again, they are going back to where they are coming from. It's really unfortunate.
Right, also for National United, still on the NPFL, National United also, like we said earlier, have also been relegated back to the lower division, and their current interim coach, Abubakar Arikia, has reiterated his commitment to bring back the team to the NPFL. He took charge of the team earlier in the season when the former coach Bala Nikiu resigned. The Lafia club were relegated to the NNL following a 1-0 loss to Kwara United at the Ondo Sports Complex during the stadium. I mean, for National United, this was a team who had shown lots of promise. So I really don't know what happened to them this season. If you ask me, maybe the resignation of their coach, and Bala Nikiu really didn't give a concrete reason why he resigned. But of course, even without saying it, we all know what if a coach voluntarily, steps down from a club in the NPFL. A lot of times you can easily read the meanings behind all of this. And since he stepped down, the fortunes of the club have not improved at all.
Yeah, you have said it for Bala Nikiu to resign. The outcome of the reason for his resignation have fully surfaced.
Yeah.
If you know, that's why United last season, after Bala Nikiu was at the head of the club for almost 2 seasons, and last season National United were from setting that even went almost 5 to 10 matches of veteran in the league. Yeah. So and they're almost at the top competing for a place in the continental competition, although they couldn't get it at the end of the day. But this season, we don't know what will happen, and whether for interference or not keeping, you're against somebody and you're not keeping your own side of the bargain. Bala Nikiu and his coaching staff, whoever and indeed, have a family and they have responsibilities for their family and everything. But if you are not paying them their due, and at the same time you don't allow them a free fair to operate, no coach will want himself to be messed up. For instance, if Bala Nikiu is in charge and National United went to the division, that is CV.
Exactly.
And he knows quite well that when the environment is not palatable, the environment is not right for him to succeed, and he has to pull him forward. And we have seen now. And even the arrogance that he's giving an assurance that National United will bounce back immediately, he's just making a joke of himself. For instance, you were there from the end of the season, you couldn't do anything. If the environment was right, you couldn't do anything. Now that you are going to are going to bounce back.
And you know how the league is here. Once you go to the NNL, coming back, always ready to go.
And that's why the whole lot of people in National United, remember at the start of last season, after the last season, they changed the club chairman. One Osaga, who was the club chairman, was sacked and then replaced by the former coach Isaac Daladi, who was the former coach. Isaac Daladi was brought back. In the first season after Isaac Daladi was brought back, he tried, but this season we don't know what has happened because they have the money or the government, and even at the same time, the then commissioner for sport, in the person of Usman, was also there was a change of cabinet. He was not relieved from his appointment, and we know Usman at that time was everywhere in thing and with the club. Anywhere the club must make sure he followed the club. Any brand that then National United was doing well. The change of cabinet, Usman was dropped, and the new commissioners. Well, I'm not saying he's responsible for the relegation or anywhere, but it clearly showed that all is not well within the management of national entertainment.
Clearly. Right, go to the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, where in their amended constitution, the board of the Athletic Federation of Nigeria has been empowered to convene meetings. Previously, before it was amended, only the president had the power to convene meeting. But in the now amended constitution, the Congress at its first meeting since the board of the AFL one agreed that both the board and the president can convene meetings of the federation. Article 10.12 of the amended constitution reads, the president or two-thirds of the board of AFN shall direct the secretary general to convene the meeting of the Congress. The Congress also agreed on a 4-term tenure limit for board members, as well as a change of the federation's logo. Also, a whole lot of resolutions also take. I think one interesting one here also says that once a member is elected or nominated into the board, only the Congress has the power to sack such member after all constitutional procedures have been met. So these are part of resolutions. Now the board can convene meeting. In the past, only the president could do that. But I think that's a nice thing to do, so that you don't concentrate too much power in just one man, but the board must be carried along and involved in every decision making.
Yeah, I commended the Athletic Federation of Nigeria, the Congress of Athletic Nigeria, for taking this bold step and altering their positions and to empower the Congress to call for a meeting. If you look at it critically and even from the intro you read, since the current board led by Okowa, Okowa, was inaugurated in June 2021. In June 2021, and that's almost 2 years. Since then, the board has not held a single board meeting. For 2 years on the saddle, they have not held a single board meeting. That clearly shows that has been clearly show that some people have considered themselves a highest authority, and they only them decide what's happening. So if you are not calling for a meeting, how do you deliberate? And how do you go about your activity? It means that it is only you, whatever insurance secretary or whatever, and few other you go about without carrying other members. It is good that they have altered that constitution to give them power to the Congress, and if the president is not willing to call for a meeting, the Congress can come together and listen with their total majority and forced to call for a meeting. To me, that is good. But the only one I'm not comfortable with their resolution and the amended constitution that if I say that the constituency don't have the power to call their representative. For instance, if we were elected somebody to represent us on the board, remember most of those boards are just a representative of their job.
Me too. I think I find issues in that.
Of their job, and if the job, for instance, North Central have a representative on the board of the AFA, and the man who represents the North Central in the board, he's not doing well. He's not going to say anything to reflect that he's the representative of the North Central. Nothing's happening in North Central, and you are saying that the North Central should just hold their arms. We shouldn't talk anything, we shouldn't say anything, except those within the board decided, okay, we should sack him or not to sack him. I'm not comfortable with that item. I think they need to have a single one.
I think that should also be.
But that does not go. It does not persuade the general, the interest of the masses. It's just for their selfish individual.
All right, still ahead, we have the Federation's Cup matches will go down. Of course, some Champions League results from yesterday, and of course, preview of today's matches. But that and much more will give to you when we come back from this break. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158 Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
All right, welcome back from that break. It's still Sports Orbit. Now to some Federation Cup news where former champions Enyimba FC of Aba and Plateau United of Jos will be at the Samuel Ogbegidea Stadium in Benin City in the round of 32 match of this year's Federation Cup competition. Actually, that match will take place today. I'm sure it should kick off any moment from now. The People's Elephant squeezed through this stage after a penalty shootout against Rivers United in Uyo at the weekend and now have to confront Plateau United, who are looking to march all the way to the grand finale. Of course, other matches also, it will be Enugu Rangers against Kano Pillars at the Sani Abacha Stadium, while the likes of Mighty Jets of Jos will also play Gombe United. A total of 16 matches will be contested in the men's category. All matches scheduled for today. I mean, looking at these matches, interesting matchups. Enyimba, Plateau United, two NPFL sides, coming up against each other. Then, of course, the Enugu Rangers, Kano Pillars, but Kano Pillars not what they used to be, considering that they are now in the lower division. But all eyes will be on Enyimba versus Plateau United.
Yeah. I don't want to take much about this Federation Cup. It is all, they are all interesting encounters. Good venue for fans of football to spend their time with, watching a beautiful football. Rangers and Kano Pillars will do their battle at the moment. They are on. They should be on now. And the practicing here at the FIFA player of the National Stadium. And all I can say that I wish all the clubs well, and I hope that they will not play for it. They will not play for me.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, for me, since this competition started, that's the worry. And I think that's why too much focus, attention, interest is not too much on it because, like we all remember what happened last season after people have suffered, expended money to travel through and fro to keep up with dates of match venues. At the end of the day, it was inconclusive.
I just hope that all the clubs and everybody that's involved will not just play in vain and
playing safe.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it will now make it look like just a pre-season or warm-up matches. Yeah.
Even precision there. Sometimes there's something to
exactly. Yeah. All right, we'll go to some EPL news now, where Super Eagles striker, as a result of those two lovely strikes he had for Nottingham Forest in their encounter against Southampton, has been included in the Premier League team of the week. Of course, the team of the week, other players in that team of the week include Manchester City's Ilkay Gundogan, Martin Odegaard of Arsenal, Aaron Ramsdale, also of Arsenal, Fulham's Williams, and a host of other players. But clearly for Nottingham Forest, we spoke quite a bit at that match yesterday. That win very important for them, taking them 16th on the table, though not completely free from relegation, because the points difference are, some are just baby goal difference and all of that.
But the beauty thing that they still have the battle, they still have their own destiny.
Exactly.
Keep on fighting and avoid defeating the remaining 3 matches, and probably so the beauty times their destiny is so in anybody's and it's in their hand. All of this is to fight and get the club from their level. So I congratulate Taiwo. Taiwo for that successful breaking into the team of the week. It is quite fit. It's a good achievement if you are playing with it and for one particular week you are mentioned as one of the standing players. So it's a good, and we hope that he continue this momentum for the remaining match and ensure that he helps Northern Forest escape relegation.
Right, to some other news now, where former England and AC Milan coach Fabio Capello believes Victor Osimhen, that's the Super Eagles striker, and Erling Haaland have the same attributes. Capello has been impressed by both players this season, and he believes that they are very similar despite Osimhen's inferior number of goals. So I don't think Haaland is under pressure because he has anger inside. He lives for goals. Osimhen has the same thing. They live for this. They fight. They want to win. They help their teammates, and they transmit this determination that makes you win James, both players are having their best season yet, but Haaland is primed to have a more successful season. I mean, clearly, when you look at, and severally, these comparisons have been made between Haaland and Osimhen, but for some of us, the argument we make, should I say maybe in favor of Osimhen, is I believe if you put an Osimhen in this Man City's team, I'm sure he will score almost the same number of goals as Haaland has done. Because, look, if you call yourself a striker, a proper striker, and you play in this kind of team like City, and you're not scoring goals, then I'm sure you shouldn't be able to play for any other team. Because we call that even last season when City didn't even have an out-and-out striker, they were still scoring goals. Then talking of now that you have a proper number 9. So I feel if you put someone like an Osimhen spearheading that attack with proper service, if you watch some goals Osimhen scored, he practically hustles by himself
and get the goal.
Get the goal, and then imagine being in a team where you're having service.
Just like service, and that's what I enjoy.
Because even at Dortmund, he didn't score this number of goals.
You hardly see Haaland coming back to contribute for the first one, but he only win and they get the ball, and he gets a lot of service he needed. If you're looking at Osimhen, I'm beginning to feel so much about Osimhen as the biggest star in the world at the moment. It's just that we Nigerians, sometimes we don't value what we have.
When we have something, it becomes very ordinary to us.
Ordinary to us. It's like don't value what we have. Because if you look at Osimhen in the last 5 days, looking at the coaches who are talking about this Osimhen. Yesterday we were talking about Diego Simeone, talking about Osimhen, that Osimhen is being undervalued for price money, that Osimhen needs to be valued above 450 and above.
These are world-class coaches who
know football. Now Capello, a legend on his own right, and several other coaches have also talking about. And if you look at what Osimhen has done this year, he won beating the record of the like of Samuel Eto'o, George Well. These are not because they are just an African. These are international legends in the world of football. There's many ways in the world you mentioned upon where or you mentioned some around the globe that the people find it difficult or to crack in their head to know who is Samuel Eto'o or who is George Well. But because of what they have achieved in football. But they have a record have started for a very long time in Serie A. Nobody come to break it. That's why all the calibers of players who are playing only for another. It goes in Nigeria, from the street of Nigeria, coming there and goes to past season breaking all these records. And if I look around, because I begin to feel so much about Osimhen and how who he is, that is because of the calibers of the players, former players, coaches who are talking about him. But even in Nigeria, we're not even so much talking about Osimhen. And if you're talking about the comparison between him and Haaland, it's actually Nigerians on the street of Nigeria, or Abuja tells no, Osimhen is not in the class of Haaland. But just look at if you look at it critically by statistics and what we have, the numbers of goals Osimhen has scored, and how he's strongly working for this goal by himself. And
it's interesting to know that of all these goals he has scored, none has been from a penalty.
None. And if you look at Haaland's goal, at least the numbers of goals Haaland has scored, if I'm not mistaken, Haaland has scored goal from the 90. He has cracked several goals because he's a sole penalty taker of Man City. And with that, that will increase his rate and his house. But I agree with you. If you put Osimhen, if I feel it's possible, let's remove Haaland to Napoli and bring Osimhen to CS. Whether both of them will click on, let's see who is the best.
I agree. All right, to some other EPL news now. This time talking about Arsenal, of course. It was been announced that they were preparing a new contract for Bukayo Saka before the end of the season. Saka is set to sign a new long-term contract with the Gunners. The 21-year-old has been huge for the Gunners this season, having scored 13 goals and 11 assists. I think good one for Arsenal if they try to wrap this up as early as possible, because with Saka's performance, of course, a lot of clubs will be on the sidelines waiting to see what happens if he's going to commit his long-term future to Arsenal.
Well, I also give kudos to Arsenal. Arsenal have tried so much to wave off several interests from this young lad. Going by what he has achieved, I expected that big clubs have started knocking the door, but Arsenal have tried so much to make him look quiet and not much pressure about the transfer target on him. And for the first thing that we do that is to ensure that, and that's why they're giving a deadline for their management to ensure that they get this contract extension done quickly and to completely wait for any potential shooters.
All right, we'll go straight to the Champions League. Of course, yesterday we saw that blockbuster encounter between Real Madrid and Man City. Truly, it was a clash of the Titans. It was, at the end of the day, ended all square 1-1. It was Madrid drew fresh blood, but Man City did well to equalize that goal. But of course, after the match, a few controversies here and there. But because when you actually see that replay several times, the build up to the Man City goal, the ball had clearly gone out before De Bruyne, you know. I think for this receiver had done that. I see the ball was went clearly off the line, but all appeals for referee to go check the VAR, but he turned all of that down, and the scoreline stood at 1-1. But brilliant game of football, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think it was the difference on one day. I said this is going to be final before final, and I still maintain my stand. Whoever came out of this two-legged affair, we're going to be crowned champion of the Champions League. This is once again not disrespecting Inter Milan or AC Milan. And what we rightly see yesterday, what a complete football, the best of football in the recent time, and the two sides give it all best. Madrid, we always see that when it comes to Champions League, Madrid is a master of exactly. They will be struggling in their domestic, in their local league. But when it comes to Champions League, particularly in the knockout stages, exactly. You don't say if not all Champions League, in the group stage, Madrid
sometimes they don't even
give care. They just play how
they know they are going to make
just do that, they just get qualified. But when it comes to knockout stage, that they don't have any mistakes, you get out out of it. Madrid always get and thanks to Ancelotti, a very experienced and a very tactical coach yesterday, he tried to neutralize Man City. But Guardiola also proved that, I'm also a master of it, know it all. I'm not just a novice, I'm also a master in the round leather game. And the two coaches matched themselves here to yesterday. Why Madrid take the first half, Manchester United will take the second half. It is to me, it is a 50-50 time, and I still have a 50-50 chance to settle the score. But one beautiful thing I like about Madrid yesterday at the game of the place is to silence Haaland completely. Haaland was completely quiet because he only managed to touch the ball 21 times.
In fact, of all, he was the least player with the least touches of all the team, the players on his side. He was
even the two goalkeepers have more touches than he did. So Madrid tried a lot to get him quiet, and if they can do the same thing in the third leg, well, I'm afraid for Man City.
Yeah, I agree too. All right, today, of course, it will be that huge Milan derby in the Champions League, talking about home rivals AC Milan, Inter Milan. Incidentally, these two teams also use the same stadium, so you wonder which team is home, which team is away. But I mean, these two teams have a lot of history behind them. But when it comes to the Champions League, Milan have won it more times, won it 7 times, while for Inter have won it twice. But it's going to also be a matter for AC Milan, done well, haven't been out of the Champions League for years and coming back as champions and getting all the way to the semi-final.
Yes, AC Milan used to be in the class of Real Madrid. Exactly. The Champions League. They are always a force, but it came to time AC Milan was going down completely. But it's good that they are coming back. But if you look at these two teams, to me, they are the surprise team this season. If from the group stage when the Champions League draw was made, if you have to make it sure that who will likely get to the semi-final, I think nobody will tell them that he believe that Inter Milan will come to the final, to the semi-final. But obviously, they are here, and one of them will definitely in the final.
Definitely.
Whoever, I'm not going to survive. I don't have any particular football right from these two teams. Whoever get to the final, I think the deserve to be in the final. At the end of the season, have give their best this season.
Very well. All right, that match comes up much later, 8 p.m. Nigerian time, and we will be keeping an eye on it. Okay, with that, we come to the end of today's edition of the program. But do join us tomorrow once again for another interesting and exciting edition of the program. And thank you once again for being in the studio today.
Thank you, Alpha.
Until we come your way tomorrow again, do have a lovely time out there. My name is Alpha Acho, and it's bye for now.